It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Carolina Panthers and the Cleveland Browns. And it's coming up next.
Now, from the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Cleveland, Ohio, EA Sports proud to welcome you to Huntington Bank Field, the home of the Browns. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen. We're getting set for kickoff, and here, partner, I'm really focused on the start of this game. Both teams emphasize what happens here right at the jump.
And that's why so many of these teams spend so much time all week, Mike, on what they call their opening script. It's not just a series of plays that they like and they just kind of throw darts at the wall. It's how do you unmask the defense? How do you set up future plays and future possessions as the game unfolds? So much time and energy is spent on these first couple drives. I'm with you. I'm excited to see how do they come out, how aggressive, and where do they think the weaknesses of their opponent lie.
Out is Eddie Pinheiro to get this one started. And off we go from Cleveland. On the return, it's Jerome Ford. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. Leading them out, the veteran quarterback first-round pick back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
There was a time, and it wasn't very long ago, Mike, that this guy was trending towards becoming one of the best quarterbacks in the entire NFL. He has to find a way to get back to stacking strong performances, one after another, and keep his team in the hunt. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out, but if he plays well, his team is always going to have a strong chance of winning.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. From the shotgun, here's Watson. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. Play is stopped for a moment. It is an injured Carolina Panther on the field. Not something you want to see in the opening minute of the game. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Ford. He'll try to push forward. He'll wind up getting 3 yards with that one. Nick Scott up from the secondary for the tackle. They face 2nd down and 7. Shotgun snap to Watson. He keeps it himself. And he'll get this forward for positive yardage as he covers up in the end.
Quarterback does a nice job here sensing the pressure pretty quickly. Realizes he doesn't have a ton of time to operate from within the pocket. Decides to tuck the ball and rely on his legs. He's able to pick up a positive play.
Watson now on 3rd down. That's caught. It's the tight end, Njoku. They get 10 yards on the hook up there. 1st down, Cleveland.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, that on 3rd down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
On 1st and 10, here's Watson. He's got it at the 7. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
Great pre-snap recognition here by the quarterback. He looks outside and sees man coverage, and he knows exactly where he's going to go with the ball. Now it's up to the receiver to create separation at the top of the route. Ball's on time, great placement, nice big pickup.
Here's Chubb. And he's going to be stopped just short of the goal line. Couldn't reach that ball across, setting up 2nd and goal. From a little closer, here's 2nd and goal. One more time, it's Chubb. And that big offensive line, clearing space. He's in. Nick Chubb. Touchdown, Cleveland. Dustin Hopkins now to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Browns will take a 7-0 lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Raheem Blackshear on the return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Panthers now ready to get to work on offense for the first time. And they're led by Bryce Young, the #1 overall pick, Greg, out of Alabama back in 2023.
I always like studying quarterbacks in year 2. I think rookie year, there can either be a lot of growth, right? There's the biggest ability to take that jump, but there's also some struggles you have to work through. In year 2, a full offseason, really understanding the playbook. Things have kind of slowed down for you. I feel like year 2 is a really good indicator of what long-term success looks like for any young quarterback.
Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Young. That's taken it. It's Xavier Legette. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run for it with Hubbard. And the drive will stay alive. He's got the first down, up to the 44.
First down, Panthers.
They'll go again with Hubbard. Fighting off defenders here. He'll churn forward and pick up 3.
He was taken down by
Second and 7. Off the play fake. Here's Young. That'll be caught right side by the rookie wideout. And he's going to be out of bounds down near the 25. A gain there of 27 yards.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
They'll motion over Thielen. He'll get that to his tight end. That's Ja'Tavion Sanders. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Young hands it to Hubbard. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer. But they have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
Now a 3rd and 2. Motion man, sent right. Out of the shotgun, Young. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, and that's going to do it. That's the last play of the first quarter. So after one, it's the Browns with the advantage. And we're back to Cleveland in a minute. Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. They'll motion the tight end, Thomas. On 1st down, it is Hubbard. And he had to push through one tackler, but is wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain here.
Heck of an effort by this runner, Mike, just to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think most backs around the league, that play would have resulted in a loss, but not this guy. Continued to fight, continued to do everything he could to prevent the loss, but it still stopped for no gain.
A 2nd down throw for Young. A short one there, caught by Tremble. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Receiver in motion, headed left. From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Young. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 17-yard line.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
Here's Eddie Pinheiro now, as the Panthers will try the field goal. This from 34 yards. Pinheiro's kick is good. And the Panthers are on the board. It's 7-3.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
So Pinheiro had the field goal a moment ago. And now he's back out to kick it away. Pierre Strong on the return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Browns offense ready now for their 2nd drive. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Off he goes. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line.
The defense is going to have to come up with a plan for this quarterback using his legs, Mike, or it's going to be a long day. They knew coming in he was a threat, but I'm not sure they thought he would be this effective this early.
Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. Off play action, here's Watson. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
Third and 5. Here's Watson. Here's a screen set up for 4. And he's very close to a first down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the first down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on 4th down.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Panthers offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Here's Young to throw. That's to the right, caught by Sanders. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. We're going to run right over center with Hubbard. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. Second down and 3. Tremble comes in motion. Another run here with Hubbard. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 7-3 is the score. 2 minutes to play in the first half. We'll have more from Cleveland after this. Young to throw on 1st down. Secured by the veteran Adam Thielen. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on 1st down. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Slot receiver headed right. On 2nd down, Young. He'll get it inside the 20. And he will score. Xavier Legette, touchdown, Panthers.
We're seeing this so much all across the NFL, Mike, is the value placed on a receiver being able to turn into a runner after they're able to secure the catch. And sometimes it's easier said than done. But if you want to survive in this league as a wide receiver, you have to be able to make plays like this after the catch. And great job there by the quarterback being accurate, and great job by the receiver running after he makes the catch.
On now, Eddie Pinheiro for the extra point. His kick is good. The Panthers are on top. It's now 10-7.
Round 7.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Browns offense going to see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. That's over the middle and caught by Judy. The Browns going to use the first of their timeouts here. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Out of the gun, Watson. Right back to Judy. He's got it again. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Back to throw is Watson. Pressure gets there, and down he goes. The Browns going to use the last of their timeouts now, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. To throw is Watson. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
After that first down sack, I think we both kind of looked at each other and said, all right, well, there goes this drive. But a really nice job there in the passing game on 2nd down. That big chunk brings them from 2nd and long to now at least 3rd and manageable.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
So that one going to land out of bounds, and the official's going to mark it right at the 20-yard line. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll get about 5. So we are at halftime, and the visiting Panthers are out on top. As we'll get you down to Orlando now. That's where the coach is, Jonathan Coachman, and our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Michael, thanks very much as we welcome you into our downtown Orlando studios and the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Mike, we're going to play a big role in who wins this one. On the return, here comes Blackshear. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Panthers offense looking to get back to work as we begin this 3rd quarter. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. They motion a receiver right. On 1st and 10, here's Young. Quick throw, taken in. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
That's not the type of play that's going to end up on a lot of end-of-the-season highlight reels, Mike. But listen, sometimes those little check-down crossers produce some positive plays. Stay ahead of the chains.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. To throw is Young. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. He was seeking out the veteran Adam Thielen that time. And it'll lead to a 2nd down. Back to the air, it's Young. There's a short one caught by Sanders. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Young. That one taken in right side by Leggett. He had their lone touchdown of the game earlier, and he comes through with the catch and a 1st down in this spot.
It's pretty evident, Mike, when a quarterback and his wide receiver are operating on the exact same page. The anticipation, the timing, the accuracy of both the route and the ball. And when they're working together like this, that's the definition of teach tape.
Now he takes off, and he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
The best quarterbacks don't see the rush, they feel the rush, and that's exactly what this guy was able to do here. He's able to escape the initial pressure and immediately realizes, I got some space out in front of me. Picks up a solid gain here on 1st down.
On 2nd down, a run with Hubbard. And that'll give him a 1st down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
The tackle made by Shelby Harris. A gain of 3 on the play. And the Panthers 1st down.
They'll try the right side with Hubbard. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. A give up the middle, it's Hubbard. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. From the gun, it's Young. That one, take it in. Adam Thielen. Touchdown, Carolina. Greg, I love the precision on that play. Very little time, very confined space, and they come through with the touchdown.
And it's the accuracy of the throw, Mike, that protects his receiver. Everything down here near the goal line is so condensed. You understand you're going to be thrown into tight windows, but when you trust your quarterback to protect you with the ball placement, it gives you a lot more confidence going across the middle of the field, and in this case, pays off for a touchdown.
Now, Pinheiro to add on the extra point. It's up and good. And the Panthers will get out in front 17-7.
Round 7.
So now, after the touchdown, Pinheiro out to kick it away. Here comes Ford on the return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Browns offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this 2nd half. They find themselves down 17-7 as this drive starts 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Watson.
These plays just kill you on defense. The pressure is good, but you have to contain them. Quarterback does a nice job of escaping the pocket, turns into a runner, scrambles for positive yardage.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Watson going to give it to Chubb. And he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. Second and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
Here's 1st and 10. Once again, it's Chubb. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down.
7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at their 49-yard line.
Back to throw is Watson. That's complete. It's Cedric Tillman. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Every team in the league practices these situations every single day. That's a critical 3rd down, Mike. So now with this fresh set of downs, they got to just take a deep breath. Now you're really not so much playing against your opponent as much as you are playing against this clock.
Now 1st down throw for Watson. That's over the middle to his tight end, Njoku.
Brings up 2nd and yard at the Panthers' 19-yard line.
2nd and a yard. They'll stay on the ground with Chubb. And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a 1st down.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
They give it, and it's 4. And he'll be brought down on what will be the final act here in this 3rd quarter. So we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Now a handoff to Ford. And he will score! Game on! Jerome Ford. Touchdown, Browns. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Now Hopkins on to add the extra point. The kick is good. Important extra point. The difference is just 3, a field goal here in the 4th quarter. So they've cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. On the return, here comes Blackshear. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Panthers offense and Bryce Young set for their next possession. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position. Instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. 1st and 10. Now Young. A throw, left side, caught by Sanders. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver who the defender they're hot off of, That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
A second down throw for Young. Catch made by Thielen. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. This crowd into it now as we get to third down. They'll go play action with Young. That one into the hands of Thielen. He's got it. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
So this is a part of the game that everybody works on, Mike. They call it 4-minute offense, and you don't necessarily have to have 4 minutes on the clock. But the whole idea is we possess the ball late in the fourth quarter with the lead. The goal is we want to end the game with the ball. So that third down conversion is going to go a long way. Protect the ball, continue to pick up first downs. If they do that, I don't even think their opponent sees the ball again.
On first down is Young. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. The motion man is Sanders. On play action, Young. He's got it at the 7. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Touchdown, Panthers.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Pinheiro on for the extra point. He's got it. The Panthers go up by 10. 24-14 is their lead. So now, after the touchdown, Pinheiro out to kick it away. Here comes Ford on the return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down. From the shotgun, here's Watson. He brings it in, the tight end, Njoku. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here now, 3rd and 5. Now it's Watson. He'll try to run for it. Give him 11 on the scramble. And give them a new set of downs.
You can see here, Mike, the impact that sending your receivers deep does to the defense. You add so many layers, and the defense has to get so much depth in their pass coverage. It leaves a lot of room underneath, and that's exactly what the quarterback takes advantage. Tucks the ball down, turns into a runner, picks up the 1st down. Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. He'll get that complete. to the tight end, Njoku. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Zone route running, Mike, is very simple. Once you come off the line of scrimmage after the ball is snapped and you know it's zone coverage, as long as it's sort of in the area the quarterback expects you to be, my rule was just run where they're not. And when he...
Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. It's picked up by one of his teammates.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sack, and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and they'll see if they can dodge this bullet.
Now, on 2nd and long. They'll drop to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. Now, a big 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the 4th quarter. So the key to this play is when you're going to play pass coverage and you're going to drop in depth, you have to understand if the quarterback drops the ball off short, you need to rally tackle. You need to limit the run after the catch. Don't let that receiver pick up the 1st down. That's exactly what this defense was able to do in this situation. Tackle them short of the chains, force the turnover on downs.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. This drive begins with a run by Hubbard. The Browns going to use the first of their timeouts here, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. On the give, it's Hubbard. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. And Young will have a 1st down, able to slide to avoid the contact at the end of the play. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Third down and 9. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.